I'm a human skills expert. And the way I explain this is that I help with the precursor to people skills. So I help with helping you understand what are your patterns, your thought patterns, and your behavior patterns that are holding you back, perhaps from the conversations that will help your business the most. I do this work because I've been mastering my inner dialogue since before I can remember. I was born different. So in every room that I walked into, I was different. And I was told it wasn't okay to be me because I looked different. So I have had to unwire my own dialogue so that I can show up and do things like this and talk to you about how we can get out of our own way. What does it look like when we get out of our own way? I'd love to share this story about a client of mine. We'll call her Angela. Angela came to me when her business was really struggling. She had no pipeline of clients. And we discovered that even though she was the CEO of her business, she told herself that she was the waitress on her business. And because of this, she wasn't showing up in her full power and having empowered conversations with potential clients as well as partners. By recognizing that she was giving her power away and changing the inner narrative, she showed up differently. Those conversations went differently. And within 6 months, she had more clients than she could handle and she had to hire. So I want you to imagine what would be possible if I didn't listen to those inner critics that were in my head that said, you don't have enough data to ask for that money. You are not an expert yet. So don't engage that conversation. You're not ready. What can be possible for you if you shifted your relationship with that inner critic? When you work on understanding the truth of what you bring to the table and who you are, you will show up differently in those conversations. And that's what we're all here for today, right? How do I show up in the most empowered version of myself, not holding back, so that I can change the trajectory of my business and even of my life? For me, several years ago, I started to think to myself, gosh, I would really like to be a speaker and share my knowledge with others. And my inner critic came in so fast that I didn't even let that dream happen. I squashed it before I even considered the possibility. So today I want you to think about, what are you squashing because your inner critic is just so fast that you need to slow it down and say, wait a minute, what are my superpowers? What do I have to offer the world? And what do I want to do with that power? Because when you master your inner dialogue, what happens is you change the trajectory. And one of the ways that you can start to do this is to ask yourself, I think there's a bunch of data folks in the room, right? Analytical folks in the room. You start to ask yourself, well, what's the truth? Even if the truth is, I don't know how that investor is going to respond to me. Even if the truth is, well, I don't know all the answers, but I'm willing to engage. So here's the thing. What I want you to take away from this brief conversation is, don't write the story before it's written. You have no idea what's possible. And when you can get out of your own way, when you can understand that inner dialogue, you can make a choice. You can make a choice to lean in and say, I am worthy and I am deserving of these dreams and of these conversations. I am ready right now. And you're not putting an obstacle in front of yourself to say, I'm just going to wait until. How many people have done that? I'll wait until. Yeah, until I have that notch in my belt, until I have this much money in my bank account, until I have this many clients. No, we got to do it right now. So thank you so much for opening up to this dialogue and become a master of your inner dialogue so that your business and your personal life can grow exponentially. And if you want to learn more about these tips and inspiration, you can visit CoachTosca.com and look for the newsletter button and sign up for my newsletter. It's CoachTosca.com. Thank you so much, and thanks again.